Walker. I hope you're doing good. This is the first geometry video. Geometry is the study of points and lines and surfaces, and it has to do with shapes, and it's very foundational to the math world. So one thing that I'm going to really try hard to do is be a little bit careful about the words that I use, because there's a lot of definitions that are given in this course, and they do a lot of proofs, which are important, and sometimes I'm a little sloppy about that, so I'm going to try to be very careful. We're just going to start you've heard of this stuff before, but I'm going to try to clarify a few things, and I'm also going to try to keep these videos a little bit short so that they're not too boring. But I'm going to try to send you a worksheet with these so you can fill it in as you go to keep you awake. Okay, so points and lines, that's what we're going to discuss right now. So what is a point? Okay, you've seen points on a graph many times. You know, you've seen the XY axis, I'm sure. And this is where we tie our points down to something so that we can talk about it. So we might give this guy some coordinates, but the idea is that that point has a place he's supposed to be. So if we don't even have a coordinate axis, we still can have a point right there. And that point holds a place in space. This point does. So here is a few things about points. This is a point, and you have seen those before. It's just a dot. We represent it that way. And it has no sides. And so this used to mess with me a little bit when I was learning this. This has no sides. I used to worry about like how big or small the dot was, but it has no size. It's just a place that's representing a point, okay? They represent a unique location. That says location in space. They are fixed, which means they're stuck in space. They cannot move. They can't move around. They cannot move. Okay, so there's a point. We call points with letters, and usually we give them a capital letter for a name. So I'm going to name this guy W, and I'm going to name this guy T, and I'm going to name this guy M. There are 3 points in space. In space, we're going to define space to be the collection of all points. All right, the collection of all points. So let me make sure I'm not missing anything. That's kind of what points are. These dots are what they're represented by. The letters is what we name them, and they're stuck in space, and they don't swap places. And what else about them? Oh, that little dot is the size of it matters not. It's not really, it's just representing something. Okay, so then the next thing is we're going to talk about is lines. So a line, which I know you've heard of a line before, but this is how we draw a line. This is what it would look like. Something like this. This is a line. This is a line. This is a line. This is a line. This is not a line. And so what we see is that a line, I don't know if I wrote this on the board, a line includes, I think David's getting home, or contains all of the points that pass through it. Okay, let me let David get in the door and then we'll start again.